Good evening, groovy citizens, and happy fantastic Friday to each and every one of you. Y'all, it is what time is it? No, it's 7:30, 7:36 to be exact. And it is still 92 degrees. You see all this perspiration around my neck and my face. That's just from walking out my front door, getting in the car. So it is still hot. So I said, you know what? The devil is a lie. I'm going to put on this tank top and we're going to keep it moving because it's too hot to be putting on a shirt. And having said all of that, I hope you all have had a wonderful day. My day is always wonderful.
Update failed.
Thank you. My day is always wonderful. Even when it's busy, even when it has its ups and downs, ins and outs, it is always a wonderful day. You know why? Because I'm here. You're here, I'm here, we are here, so it's a wonderful day. Now, let's jump into today's topic. And if you hear the fan blowing, it is because I have my AC on. Like I said, it's hot. It's 92 degrees, and we're not about to sit up in here baking, okay? So today I'm going to be sharing 5 sentences that will make you rethink your life. And if you know me, then you already know these are based on Stoic principles. So the first one is, happiness is not the absence of problems. It's the ability to deal with them. I thought that was so fitting to start with. Can I say that one more time? Happiness is not the absence of problems. It is the ability to deal with them. A lot of times we think that, oh, I would be so happy if I didn't have this to worry about, or that to worry about, or the other to worry about. And in the grand scheme of things, yeah, I can understand how you would be more happier if you didn't have those things to worry about. But the reality is how you handle those issues makes you just as happy, if not happier. Take, for instance, you have somebody that just loves to get on your last good, saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost nerve. And you allow that person to push you to a place where you did not want to be, or you don't enjoy going. And then after the fact, you go, you know what, Michelle, or whatever your name may be, if you had just ignored that person and said absolutely nothing, because that's how you can get at people. Don't even entertain their foolishness. That would make me, or you, or I should say us, happier if we don't give into people's stupidity. Sometimes we think we're happier when we, fight them, go toe to toe with them in their ignorance, but it just, makes you just as bad as them. So that's number 1. Number 2, feeling sad after making a decision doesn't mean it was the wrong decision. When you feel sad after having made a decision, I want you to stop second guessing yourself. It doesn't mean that you made the wrong decision, because here's the thing. Sometimes you feel sad because you had to say and or do something, and it didn't feel good saying or doing that thing, but it needed to have been said and or done. So just because you feel sad about it or feel some type of way about it doesn't mean it's the wrong decision. It just means that you have feelings. We all have feelings, and we all feel things. And I know we all have said and or done things, and after the fact you go, you know what, I could have handled that a lot better. Just like for those of you that are new to my channel, first of all, welcome and thank you. But if you've been here for a while, I told you all about the story with the last trash company that we had, and the guy emptied the trash can, but he took the trash can right here in front of my truck at the edge of my driveway, and when he emptied it, he put it in front of my neighbors next door, in front of their house. Now all of our trash cans look alike. So I asked him which one was mine. And he said something smart. Well, actually, let me backtrack. My mom asked him, and he said something smart. Now I'm upstairs in my room, I'm working, and I heard that, and I said, oh, wait a minute, hold up, let me go investigate. So I come downstairs, and she asked him again, and he said something smart. So I said, now, all of that wasn't necessary. All she did was ask you a question. Which trash can is ours? Because you took it from in front of this house, but you put it in front of that house. And all you had to do was just say, oh, ma'am, it's that one right there on the end, or it's the one in the center, or whatever the case may be. That's all you had to say. So the other young man that was with him, he ended up pointing out the one that was mine. And I said, thank you, and pulled it back in the yard. But the little short guy that was running his mouth, him and I got into it. And I'm standing at the end of my driveway, because one thing's for certain, two things for sure. My mom and dad didn't raise no punks. So what you're not going to do is talk slick out the mouth to me and think that I'm supposed to just ignore it. Now, could I have? Absolutely. And I'm going to get to that in just a second. So we went back and forth, and he's you don't know what I have to go through and what I've been through. I got a lot going on in my life. I don't need all of this stress. And I'm thinking, what in the heck does that have to do with me asking you, or you being asked about my trash can? I didn't come out here to get into your life story. Didn't ask about it. And to be honest with you, at that particular moment, I didn't care. I'm not even going to lie. I did not. But after the fact, and this is how this ties into what I just shared with you about feeling sad after making a decision doesn't mean it was the wrong decision. I did feel sad for him, because if I had not been caught up in my own being pissed off about how he was being rude to my mom, I would have seen the hurt in his eyes. Something clearly was going on with him. And when people act like that, typically they're reaching out for help. And they don't always know how to do that. And so that's how he was reaching out for help. But if I was able to see past my anger in that moment, I would have seen that. And so, like I said, him and I got into it. I said, well, what you trying to do? I'm standing right here at the end of the driveway. He's still walking down the street, running off at the mouth. Whatever. Bring it on, Slim. I'm not saying I can beat the world, but what you're not going to do is be disrespectful to me and mine, especially when they weren't being disrespectful to you. And so, and later on that day, I thought, wow, you know what? That young man was really hurting, and there was something on his mind. And if I had just been able to see past the way in which he responded, I would have reached out and said, hey, clearly you got something going on. Can you talk about it real quick? Or can I give you my number and you call me and let's talk about it later on? Because at the end of the day, I may not care for you. I may not care about you, but I do care if you're hurting. Because what I don't want is for anybody to feel like they have to walk around in this lifetime or any other hurting and nobody cares. Because I do care. And so I just said, well, you know, unfortunately, I'll never get a chance to talk to that young man, because shortly after that, we ended up getting a different trash company on this route. So I never saw him again. So, but I said all of that to say that sometimes you are going to make decisions. And just because you feel sad about that decision later on, it doesn't necessarily mean that it was the wrong decision. Now, could you have handled it differently? Absolutely. But just, stick to what you say. Number 3, you're not stressed because you are doing too much. You're stressed because you're doing too little of what makes you feel most alive. You guys, I can't stress that enough. I cannot stress that enough. Have you ever stopped and really looked at your life? And you see that you are so busy all day, every day. You're just coming and going all at the same time. And I've been down that road, so I know what that feels like. But you feel stressed, and you're saying to yourself, oh, I'm so stressed. I got all this stuff to do. And, as soon as I finish this, I've got to get on to that. And, it's just a never ending cycle, seems like it. But the reality is that you're not stressed because you have so much to do. You're stressed because all the stuff that you're doing, none of it, or I'm going to say the majority of it, is not something that you truly want to be doing. And that is the worst feeling in the world, when you spend so much time. Y'all, I just realized I don't have on any earrings. Lord have mercy. Okay, we're going to have to keep moving because I'm not redoing this video. But yeah, I just realized I don't have my earrings on. Anyway, I digress. But yeah, so when you spend a lot of time and you're working and you're stressed, ask yourself, is what I'm doing something that I really want to do? Or is it something that I'm doing because I have to do it? It's what's expected of me. Or this happens to be my job, but you don't really want to even be doing it. So here's the thing. And what you do with this information is up to you. But if you look at your life and you find that you are stressed all the time, and the things that you are doing are not things that you truly want to do, I want you to figure out how you can fix it. Figure out how you can change what you're doing so that you're spending your time doing the things that you want to truly be doing. I love when I hear people's stories and they talk about how they had these great corporate jobs and they weren't happy. They made awesome money and all they had to do was show up, do their job, go home at the end of the day. Was it stressful? Absolutely. But they made good money doing it. And then one day they decided, you know what, enough is enough. I'm tired of making all this money and I don't even love what I do. I don't even like what I do. And they decided to just give it all up, to step out on a limb, step out on faith, and do the thing that they really, truly enjoy doing. That may not make them quite as much money now, but as they stick with it, or they stuck with it, they started making way more money than they were making in the corporate world. Plus, they enjoy what they do. They stay busy, maybe even busier, but they're doing what they truly enjoy doing, and most importantly, what God called them to do. Number 4, the lesson you struggle with will repeat itself until you learn from it. I think we all, excuse me, all my signs is draining. I think we all can admit to the fact that we have had to go around some beltways. I'm going to say that for lack of a better word at the moment, but we've been around this loop a couple of times, and if you don't learn from it, history will continue to repeat itself. So what I want you all to do is effective today. Whatever that thing is that you keep revisiting, I don't care if it's meeting the wrong people, allowing the wrong people in your life, holding on to people when you clearly need to let them go, issues on your job, your relationship, things that you purchase, whatever it is, it doesn't matter what it is. But if you find that you keep going around the same circle over and over and over again, I want you to stop, look at that thing, and say, Lord, what is it that I'm missing? What is the lesson that you would have me to learn from this? And I truly believe if you ask God that question and you sit back and truly are prepared to receive what it is that he has to tell you, I promise you, you're going to get it. And you're going to stop making that same that same mistake. And that's no fun. That is no fun. I know people that continue to pick the same type of people to get involved in, and when those people walk all over top of them, use them, or just create all kind of havoc in their lives, and they've said to me, Shell, how do I continue to get to this place? And I said, well, because you keep picking the same kind of people. And it goes back to what I said. The lesson you struggle with will repeat itself until you learn from it. And it took a long time for them to learn from the fact that, this particular person that I'm speaking about had a heart of gold, a true heart of gold. I mean, he would give you the shirt off his back in the dead of winter if it meant you being covered with something and him having nothing. That's just the kind of person he was. But he seemed to always attract broken women. And I think because he had such a big heart, he wanted to help them. But they weren't willing to help themselves. And they saw, oh, I got a fool over here. Let me take advantage of him. And so he kept going around this vicious cycle, ending up hurt and stepped on and walked over, all because he did not learn the lesson from the previous relationship, or the one before that, or the one before that. And being the good friend that I am, we would chit chat, we would talk, and I'd say, okay, you got to learn your lesson, because until you do, you're going to keep going down the same road again. Number 5, last but not least, never regret a day in your life. Y'all, that's powerful in and of itself. We can pass the collection plate, give the benediction, and go on home just from that. But let me finish. Never regret a day in your life. Good days give happiness. Bad days give experience. The worst days give lessons, and the best days give memories. Be so confident in God's plan that you don't even get upset when things go wrong. It's just life testing it. I can just end on that note, but I'm not. So I want you, let me say this. I don't regret a day in my life. Now, I know I've said, Lord, I regret meeting this fool. I regret going out with them and all that kind of good stuff. But the reality is that dealing with that person or those individuals has made me become the person that I am today. One thing's for certain, two things for sure. I'm a good woman. I'm a good woman. I'm a caring woman. I am a loving woman. I'm a loyal woman. I'm going to have your back even when nobody else does. I'm going to love you no matter what. I will always try to see the good in people. Well, let me say certain people, because there's one person I can think of I see no good in. But that's neither here nor there. But all of that to say that I don't regret anything in my life, because everything that I've dealt with, gone through, am dealing with, or going through makes me the person that I am. But it also has called me to call on God, lean on God a whole lot more, trust in God a whole lot more. Because see, I know that God has my back, and all I have to do is just trust in Him, hand it over to Him, and allow Him to do what only He can do. I had to learn the hard way that when I try to handle things, God is sitting back saying, okay, look at her. I'm going to let her go ahead and have this one. It's not going to work out, but she's got to see this for herself. And I'm going to let her go ahead and do it. And then when it doesn't work out, and I have to go back and say, all right, Lord, here it's me again. I'm so sorry that I didn't believe in you, that I didn't trust in you. And God says, okay, my child, it's not a problem. But I really need you to just sit back and let me do what I do. Just sit back and trust me. I got this thing. And I'm asking you to do the same thing. So no matter what it is, good, bad, or indifferent, that you may be dealing with, I need you to sit back, trust God, know that He can do anything but fail. Trust that He has your back and that everything is going to turn out okay. Having said that, you guys, that is it, because I need to figure out what I'm going to eat. I'm not really hungry, to be honest with you, but I know it's getting around dinner time. I might just have a bowl of cereal and call it a day, to be honest with you, because I have a couple of things that I need to do before I go to bed. And I do want to get in one, maybe, I'm thinking 2 Christmas movies before I go to bed tonight. So while this is uploading, I will be watching a Christmas movie. Again, don't judge me, because I don't judge you. Now, having shared what I've shared with you, hopefully something I said resonates with you. Everything that I shared will be in the description box. And I want you to really think about it, really marinate, let it marinate in your spirit to decide that you're going to rethink your life. Some of you right now are thinking, Dad, you know what? I made this decision, but I don't think this is going to work out. That wasn't such a good decision. Rethink your life. Some of you all, it's not about the decisions that you've already made. It's the ones that you need to make. Or sometimes you just need to look over your life and say, Lord, I'm at the second half of my life now. We're in the almost, and what, after next week, I think it is, we'll be at the halfway mark of 2024. And really rethink what it is that you wanted to do at the beginning of the year. Rethink it. Because if you haven't accomplished those goals, then you need to think about how you can get them done between July 1 and December 31st. That's number one. But also rethink the plans that you set for yourself. Excuse me. Are they things that you can really do? Are they things that you should do? Are they things that you even care about doing anymore? It's time to rethink our lives as a whole. As a whole. What is that? As a whole. Y'all, let me get on up out of here because I'm messing up my words now. Having said that, thank you so much for giving me just a little bit of your time to speak life into you. Hopefully something that I said resonates with you, helps you to become a better person as you begin to rethink your life, rethink your decisions, and just rethink a lot of things. If you're new to my channel, I want to say welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. Every month when I get that report that tells me I have X number of new subscribers, I get so excited because my whole goal is to be able to speak life into as many people as I possibly can. I want to make a huge difference in the life of God's people. And I thank you all so much for stopping by. I thank you all for your comments. I thank you all for your concerns. I thank you all for your care and your love. I thank you for the inbox messages on my other social media platforms. I thank you for the email messages, text messages, all of that, encouraging me to continue to be an encouragement to you all. If this is not your first rodeo, I want to say welcome back. You know, I miss you when I don't get a chance to see you. As I open this video up with, it is 92 degrees. So whatever you do, wherever you go, I want you to have fun. Have so much fun. Have fun for me. But I also want you to be careful. Okay? Be careful. Be safe out here. Make sure you stay hydrated. Drink plenty of water. I'll say in equal amounts of sweet tea as well, but stay hydrated. Stay away from the caffeinated drinks because I don't want anybody getting sick because you weren't hydrated, okay? Now, having said all of that, if you have not already hit that subscribe button and tap that bell, please be sure to do so. Make sure you join me on my other social media platforms. If you look in the description box at the bottom, I think it's a tab that says Linktree. Click on that and you can find me on my other social media platforms. If you have a topic that you would like for me to talk about or to share with you all, please let me know and I will do the best that I can to bring that thing to fruition for you, okay? Because my channel is all about helping you all, and so if I can share something to help you, I'm pretty sure that somebody else can use that as well. Now, I need you all to pray for me. Y'all know I'm always praying for you, okay? But I need you all to keep me in prayer because I want to do probably next month. I think National Bullying Month is not until October, but I don't know that I want to wait until then to do it. I'll see. But I wanted to talk about a 10-year-old who recently, I think it was last month if I'm not mistaken, a 10-year-old who was being bullied at school. And I try to talk about this without breaking down because it is just so heartbreaking to even begin to think about putting myself in this young man's shoes or even to think about this young man's family. But this 10-year-old was being bullied at school and he decided to take his life because it was too much for him to think about going back to school with the kids that were bullying him, and he thought it best to take his own life. And I'm trying to keep myself together here because no child, nobody period, but no child should ever have to come to the conclusion that taking their life is so much better than having to deal with a bully. That just should not happen ever. So you all just be in prayer for me, with me and for me, because I do definitely want to talk about that because it is something that we do need to address because it happens more often than we think, or probably that we even know about, okay? So having said that, you guys, I'm going to bid you all good day. If you know the drill, not if, because I know you do, you know the drill and you know the spill. I love you all to the moon and back, and there is nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing that you can do about it, because my love for you will not change, not now, not ever. I love you all, and I want nothing but the best for you. The best is yet to come. It really is. I just need you to believe in you as much as I believe in you. Love you all. Make sure you come back tomorrow where I'll have another motivational topic for you. Until then, take care.